full of marvels, a rainbow of cultures, stunning landscapes, and stories come alive. But in our pursuit of beauty, we end up shouldering our way with masses, turning what was otherwise a peaceful retreat into a restive sea of footsteps. But is there a different way? What if the secret to real discovery was in stepping away, in finding the stillness rhythm of the world when the clamor has faded off? This is an adventure off the page, a hushed message to stroll known terrain when they are least familiar. We will discover the secret treasures of off-season exploration, showing us how to find tranquility where once there was only chaos, how to encounter nature when it is most vibrant. To immerse ourselves in cultures when they really breathe. Get ready to see the world in a different way. The season of secrets has arrived. The Greek Islands, a name that evokes sapphire oceans, whitewashed villages, and a throng of summer tourists. In July and August, the charm yields to the strain of numbers. The tight streets become crowded, beaches disappear beneath feet, and the heat weighs like a curtain. But during late autumn or early spring, the islands alter their melody. The air is warm but benevolent. The Aegean Sea whispers instead of booming. Accommodation, which was originally priced like treasure, now becomes a gracious welcome. This is the time when life is slower. Tavernas leave their doors ajar with ease. Fishermen repair nets in serene harbors. Ancient ruins lie beneath gentler skies. Animal focus, marine birds, and coastal life. Dolphins breaching close to empty shores. Coastal fish, schools glimmer, untouched by flocks of boats. Flamingos and migratory birds spending night in salt marshes en route to continents. Here, the off-season does not steal away, it gives away. It provides dialogue rather than lines, sunsets without the trample of feet, and a sea that recalls its rhythm. Patagonia, a whispered name by explorers, where rocky spires meet giant glaciers. During high summer, the trails throb with anxious feet. Tiny villages burst like swollen rivers. But in late spring or early fall, the wild breathes. The winds, still strong, bear fewer voices. The mountains blaze with autumn reds or stir with spring greens. Animal focus, high plains. Mammals and raptors, guanacos, vigilant sentinels of the steppe. Andean condors, sweeping wings slicing the sky's silence. Puma, sneaky, its presence more noticed than viewed. Here, the lack of people heightens the senses. The crunch of your boots grows to be a heartbeat against the vastness. Lodges provide less noisy firesides. The land provides its tales if you remain quiet enough to listen to them. Southeast Asia's jewels, Cambodia's temples, Vietnam's rice fields attract hordes of tourists during the dry season. But when the rains come back, something extraordinary occurs. Brief showers wash away the dust. The earth shines, the woods vibrate, tourists disappear, leaving only the cicada song and scent of damp rock. Animal focus rainbirds and insects, kingfishers, glittering like gems over bulging rivers, butterflies and beetles emerging in iridescent waves, civets and primates moving cautiously at the forest's edge. The green season is not a hindrance, it is a lens. Through it, the temples breathe again, the paddies glow, and the jungle feels alive, its secrets less hidden. Far north, where the world often holds out for snow, Lapland in summer is a place of peculiar light. The sun doesn't set, it orbits. People have disappeared, their sleigh rides a memory. Animal focus, Arctic mammals, reindeer, wooden antlers, carving and moving in groups. Brown bears, sluggish, unhurried, rummaging near waterways. Arctic foxes, shedding coats to blend with living terrain. Silence is not vacuous here, it vibrates. Predators rouse under the midnight sun. Shadows do not stretch, they wait. Summer in Canada's Rockies is a symphony of motors, footsteps, and cameras. But when winter releases its hold or autumn starts to sing, the mountains are still. Snow lingers on summits while wildflowers thrust through thawing ground. Larch trees burn gold as the air becomes nippy. Animal focus, alpine mammals and birds, grizzly bears and black bears venturing forth from hibernation, elk and moose venturing over open valleys, bighorn sheep and mountain goats venturing the cliffs. In these times of year, the wild does not require urgency. It grants room to slow, to observe, to belong. Italy's Amalfi coast sings loudly in summer of yachts and feasts and relentless sun. But when the last festivals fade, its true melody emerges, a slower, deeper tune. Fishermen mend nets in peace, hillsides turn bronze, and the sea grows dark, rich, mysterious. Animal focus. Marine life, octopus, sliding among rocks. Mediterranean fish, returning to shallower waters. Dolphins, breaking the surface in barren bays. Iceland is a place of contrast, but late spring sees its contrasts at their most vulnerable. The north is still whispering winter, the south recalling the sun. Animal focus, Arctic aquatic life. Humpback whales singing under melting skies. Puffins clumsy on land, free at sea. Seals dreaming on volcanic shores. Off-season travel is not less. It is more. More silence. More truth. More of the world as it was. As it is when no one is paying attention. This is not merely an escape from the din. It is a means to listen to the planet breathe. On the frigid extremes of the planet, where white snow enfolds the earth in quiet calm, the Arctic tundra is a realm of absolute stillness in the off-season. While the majority of tourists are heading to warmer climates, this frozen wasteland is yours to explore as a silent witness. Polar bears, which have enormous bodies and soft but authoritative demeanor, roam the ice plains, imparting patience and the fine art of enduring. Arctic foxes scamper across drifts of snow, their snowy fur merging into the frozen landscape. Migratory flocks, having departed to the warmer climes, leave the air empty and uncluttered. To visit here out of season is to experience a trek through quietness, where snow crunch beneath one's feet and the far-off cry of a solitary bird are the sole companions. Africa's Serengeti is a place of life and movement, but in its off-season, when the Great Migrations sleep, the land changes. The grass becomes long and yellow, waving gently in the presence of a muted sun. Lions, often the authors of thrilling hunts observed by hordes of safari vehicles, lie about in the shade beneath acacia trees. Elephants make their way slowly across peaceful rivers, their calves frolicking in the shallows without the eyes of 100 cameras. Hyenas chuckle softly in the distance, their voices carrying across great expanses of plain. The Serengeti during this time is a painting held momentarily static, and each creature's movement a brushstroke. Remote from the crowded cities of Tokyo and Kyoto, tiny mountain villages such as Shirakawa-go lie concealed under snow or mist off-season. This is when the cranes fly down over rice fields abandoned, and foxes pad through the thin passes between old homes. Bears go to higher ground, out of sight but not out of mind, leaving their silent marks upon the earth. The lack of festivals and tourist buses provides a rare opportunity to hear the mountains themselves creaking in the cold, whispering in the wind. The Amazon lives throughout the year, but in its less wild months. Between the floods and the heavy rains, it is another world. Jaguars move silently, their spots blending with the dappled green light. Macaws and toucans still splash the skies with hints of color, but their calls ring differently, less blanketed by the roar of engines. Sloths dangle like discarded ornaments from the branches of trees, almost motionless. The streams flow more slowly, exposing submerged sandbars where caimans laze in sleepy groups. During this period, the Amazon whispers instead of thundering. F9 creeps over the Highlands when the tourist coaches depart. The lochs mirror gray skies, and the breezes carry the sound of red deer stags as they wander the heathered hills. Golden eagles soar high over empty glens, their wings slicing through low cloud. Badgers come out nervously from sets at the edge of the forest. To wander through Scotland at this time of year is to enter an ancient legend, one where time is slow, and the land is aware of its wild soul. In the southernmost point of South America, Patagonia's wild winds abate in the off-season. But the land never loses its raw bite. Guanacos roam open fields, their forms dark against snowy summits. Pumas, always on the alert, move quietly along ridges. Condors, with their huge wingspans, draw circles in the chill air. With no crowds of climbers and trekkers, the glaciers creak and shift unseen, and the mountains stand guard in silence. Australia's Great Barrier Reef in low season reveals more than coral. Sea turtles float with a leisurely elegance, and reef sharks cruise their domains in calculated circuits. Clownfish peek out from anemones as if wondering at the infrequent diver. Manta rays glide like shadows under the waves, their wings whispering through the blue. Fewer boats equal clearer water, and the reef sighs relief in the quiet. During the off-season, Canada's remote regions extend to endless silence. Moose roam across frozen lakes, exhaling cloudy breaths into the cold air. Beavers labor systematically at their dams, slapping water with their tails in the twilight. Wolves patrol forest fringes, their howls ringing out in valleys uninterrupted. The quiet gives nature back its rhythm, unfettered from summer throngs of hum. When the monsoon clouds blow over and high season is waiting to start, some beaches along Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia sleep. Sea snakes wrap in coral corners, herons hunt in shallows, and small ghost crabs make their way along virgin sands. Monitor lizards bask on sun-kissed rocks, unmindful of the typical hum of beach bars and boats. The sea here seems older, more relaxed. Off-season travel is not merely about missing the crowds, it is about discovering the hushed pulse of a destination. It is when the creatures return to their habits, when the earth breathes, and when the sky whispers ancient tales. To select these seasons is to walk away from the hustle and move toward the world of yesteryears and still is, for those who know where to glance. So, as the world hurries toward peak season, think of going the other direction. Somewhere, a fox pads through snow, a manta ray cruises silent waters, or a stag raises its head to an echo among no echoes. These are the things that off-season travel has to offer if one will wait.